Thursday evening. The time for 1d4 plus 1. The time for Dungeons, the time for Dragons. Welcome, everyone, to the show. Ooh, that was a good
Ooh.
that was a good little Thank you.
I feel like we're in a lounge.
Hey, welcome to the cool side of D&D.
I don't like
Hello,
it.
welcome to the cool side of D&D.
Okay,
Much better.
Perfect. Oh my god.
I love it.
Welcome to my lounge.
Strahd's lounge.
Picturing like the
It's
Red
named
Room from
The Curse.
He's like playing the piano
Yeah.
and he stands up and he just keeps playing.
I understand we have a lot of people from out of town here tonight. I'm picturing the room from shit, what's the name of that show?
Shining.
No, yeah.
The Billy Joel's the piano man.
No.
The piano man?
I'm the piano.
I am the
Jesus, I can't
piano
remember
man.
a single fucking character or
Or
Kyle MacLachlan's in it, where he's the FBI agent.
Oh,
and-
Twin Peaks?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
I'm picturing the room in
Okay.
Twin Peaks.
We got there.
Oh, that room with
Yeah.
That was a
the
pull.
small man
Yeah.
and the curtain. Yeah, you're off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the terrifying finale.
Hmm?
All right, but no, it's not like that. You all are sitting in a tavern in Umbrock. You all have been traveling for some time together from wherever you came from, the land of the giants, probably.
The Veil of June.
The Veil of June, probably.
Oh.
Or wherever your home city is. You found yourself here, possibly in search of friends, a friend, possibly in search of some great hunting trophy, or perhaps some way just to get away from your family for a little bit.
I just thought puka shell necklace, but vampire teeth puka shell necklace.
Oh, that's so gross.
Do you have frosted tips?
My whole hair is blonde.
Do you
So,
have reverse
yeah.
That's
frosted
the
tips?
most frosted tip.
The entire
As frosted as
frosted.
it can be.
It starts off sandy and then goes just like white. It's a very good look. But yeah, so you all find yourself here at this tavern. Tavern name.
Green.
I don't have my notes.
Cook.
The
The
golden...
Golden Green
Rhinoceros.
Cookman. Golden Green Cookman.
the golden Grinkleman.
Clarbrun.
Clar
Broom.
The Clar room.
Yeah, the Claw Room.
the Claw Room. Sounds perfect.
The Claw Room. We are going. You are all in the Claw Room.
Cool.
They've got a lovely talon wrapped around what looks like some type of bubble as their logo.
Okay.
What is their logo?
You're describing White Claw right now, and I'm here for it.
Oh my god. Basic.
So at the Claw Room, you're all sitting in a booth. It's fairly dimly lit. It's a bit later in the afternoon, say about 6:31 p.m. Sorry, I had to look at the time. You all are enjoying whatever drinks you may find yourselves drinking. And the room seems to be bustling with maybe 3 other patrons. Another human, a half-orc, the halfling. The bartender is a human man. He looks as though he is probably in his mid-40s or so. And he's just washing glasses behind the bar.
I'm having whatever is the equivalent of Miller. Miller Lite.
Oh, you're the worst.
I'm on my 4th.
He's drinking, like, slowly nursing one of those, like, green tea vodka mixtures.
Oh my god.
Slowly.
I think either if they serve blood, then blood, but like water probably.
They brought you so you get some water.
Probably, yeah, probably water.
Drink some water.
Yeah. I don't think I'm a conventional, like libations conventional.
What kind of blood?
Animal blood.
Any?
Pig, probably.
Warm, cold, congealed.
I like it ice, but only in the summer.
Congealed.
Like coffee. Like iced coffee.
Yeah, that was the joke I was making back. Come on.
Okay. You're all enjoying your various drinks. You have a Clarbrune with vodka. You have a Clarbrune.
So that's their house brew, right?
Yeah, their house brew is
Clarbrune Light.
Yeah.
Claw
Oh.
With green tea. And
It's
you're
fine.
enjoying a Clarbrune debubbled.
Clarbrune Natural.
Yes, natural.
Mm.
It's from the earth.
You all have found yourselves here because there's been kind of some recent news and mutterings from a bit further south that despite this being a slightly more deserted and arid region, that there seems to be some influx of lycanthrope activity, specifically that of werewolves. So you found yourselves up here. There is a bit of a coastline, not too far off, that there's been spottings of these werewolves. It's probably a half day's travel out to that point. But that's as much information as you currently have.
Are we all just in the tavern?
Yeah, you're just all in the tavern.
So like we're not sitting together yet or anything.
You can.
I feel like I stick out like a sword from
Yeah, you
this
do.
tavern.
Well, there's at least a half orc in there
Alright,
who is
yeah.
also
He's
little.
not quite.
Were we all brought here by just like the whispers of the activity, or did
Just
someone,
by
like...
the whispers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rumors.
Rumors. Yes.
I'd like to walk up to the bartender then.
Okay. So they're cleaning a glass. Looks up to you.
Hello, my name is Sylvia Arteo.
That's nice.
I've come to town because I've heard whispers of lycanthropy
Well,
blowing across the sand like the whispers of bird wings. Have you heard anything?
yeah, I've heard a thing or two. He sets down the glass and
I'm sitting at the bar and now I'm listening.
the rag.
I'm also listening.
And he like ruffles around behind the bar, and he grabs this parchment, and he just reads off of it. Yeah, it seems that, I don't know, some guy, Tommy Jeffers, is offering some type of bounty for said werewolf that has been terrorizing the coastline. He has some fishing thing going on out there, and he said that it's been spooking out his fishermen, and they don't want to return to work. So
Thank you very much, sir. What was your name?
my name,
Yes.
my name is Claw. I own this establishment.
Thank you, Mr. Claw.
That's why it's called Claw Room.
It's a
Fair enough.
self-title.
Yeah. It's like naming your place Shenanigans because your last name's Shenanigans.
I'm not very experienced in the realm of hunting werewolves and the like. Are you privy to any of that
I, like-
information?
Push back my stool and it's so loud. Did someone say hunting werewolves?
I was having a private conversation with the barman, but yes.
Oh, here's your Clarbrune natural. Yeah.
Yeah, we started drinking.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast where we try and build in every can opening noise we can into the narrative.
He shoots with a crossbow bolt.
We have one folly.
Yeah, I do one of those.
You're a werewolf hunter or know of them then?
It's just one of many creatures of which I'm well acquainted with. I'm more generally a hunter of creatures of the night.
So have you come here to kill werewolves then?
You might say that.
That sounds vague to me.
The bartender at this point just is squinting at Ziggy and goes, "Are you a werewolf?"
I look over.
You have to tell me.
No.
That's a werewolf
Strahd.
thing.
No,
I look back and I'm like, no, a werewolf is much different in stature, my good sir.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a werewolf.
Only a novice would make such a mistake.
Well, obviously, I'm but a humble tavern owner. He gestures around. Pictures of himself shaking hands of local celebrities on the walls.
I'm like, would you like a picture with me? with me?
Why? Why would I? Are you famous?
Are you famous?
Are you famous?
I have the same question he had. Are you famous?
In a way.
What'd you do?
But not...
This fella's all about several things just in a way, isn't he? He can hunt werewolves in a way, famous in a way. I walk back over to my table and sit down.
He don't like you. So what do?
I am a hunter.
Me too.
Oh, yes, one of a fellow craftsman. What do you hunt?
Whatever moves usually, or touches my stuff. If it gets where I don't want it to be, I hunt it. That's kind of my thing. Yeah.
Do you have any experience?
She's trying to sit like Theodore sitting and seem like normal, like a human. Like she's clearly never been in a tavern before. It's her first time. She doesn't really get the chair thing.
How is Theodore sitting?
It's like so pushed away the stool, but elbows still on the bar, and like
Gaston, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's a little too big, so it's not really working.
You're pushed even further away from the counter.
Like 10 feet out with my long legs. It's horrible.
Draped artfully. One hand is like near my crotch.
I don't do that part of it. I don't do
it's
that.
Me. It's attempting to be subtle.
Maybe I don't. But I'm trying to seem cool.
You picked the wrong teacher.
Yeah. What do you think that other guy's problem was? Because he.
Oh, sorry, I am a lady.
She.
Just like popping, like.
Was talking about werewolves, and then you were talking about werewolves, and she was like, I don't know, with you, and then left. And I mean, why would you want to hunt werewolves on your own? Is my question, really.
Oh, for the glory.
But that's stupid. It's not like a hunting like a cougar or whatever mystical cat would exist.
We've got a real bad John Cougar Mellencamp infestation. It is run on the countryside, so.
Oh my god.
Like Jack and Diane over here.
Like, they are sentient.
I think so.
They're like people. Like you and me. So we're talking about hunting people. And you gotta see that I have hunted people. I am okay with it. But
I scoot my chair loudly away.
don't worry, you did not touch my stuff, so so we good so far.
Take a lobster and full chase it off.
I just
We could go to her table and inquire
yeah,
as to her business with said werewolves.
yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Will you walk over with me?
I flourish, stand up, and also grab my beer in the same
And I get up and I walk behind you, very following close behind, kind of matching where your footsteps take you.
Oh God!
I also take the same.
I feel like it's you stepping very slowly.
Yes,
then.
yes. Well, my stride is
Mhm.
much. What?
Cool. I'm going over to her table.
Hello again.
Hi.
My name is Sylvia. Sylvia Arteo.
Thank you. I was just about to ask.
Brilliant.
Sylvia.
Sylvia.
So Sylvia,
Sylvia?
and I sit down at your table.
Make yourself at home.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Theodore.
Theodore. I'm Ziggy.
Hello, Siggy.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Would you have a reason as to why you're crying about the werewolves?
I heard whispers of them, and I've seen, heard secondhand of the horrors they can inflict on civilizations, and I suppose it lies within the duty of those who can to do so. I have taken upon myself to go on a quest to kill all the werewolves.
I'm zoned out.
Oh. That's,
Well, the ones nearby anyways.
well, yeah, you'd have to start there.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So you werewolf hunters then?
Oh, yes.
Very well. You may join my party.
Oh,
Okay. I was gonna join his party, but if you have a party, I will also go to your party.
We could just be a party, I suppose.
I guess a party not belonging to any one affiliation.
If you're looking for a place to host your party or parties, we have booking fees here at Claw's Room.
Claw's always trying to make a little side money. The tavern industry's been taking a hit lately, I hear.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't have that kind of insight.
I've just been here for 3 days trying to find people to kill werewolves.
I thought you were gonna say 3 years.
Yeah,
Then you said 3
That
days.
werewolf problem's been around for a long time, and I don't even live here. Been renting an apartment.
God. I just arrived this morning.
So it's down by the coast, he said.
Wouldn't that be up by the coast?
Well, the coast goes north and south, doesn't it?
Yeah, but we would be heading north.
Maybe. I don't know. I've only been here for 3 years. Maybe they've moved. I have a negative intelligence modifier.
Oh
Can
my
you tell?
God.
So, as you all begin to wrap up this very in-depth conversation,
Are we a group of idiots again?
Probably. Seems to be a plague.
I have a +1 to intelligence.
that's good.
That's a good.
That's a good modifier.
good.
I have a
Uh-huh.
-1 also.
God,
Nice.
but my
Yeah.
wisdom is 0.
Oh, mine's good.
Oh,
My wisdom is
really
also 0.
You
Okay.
better be very strong or charismatic.
I am.
Good.
I am very strong, thank you.
Good.
And I am
Great.
constituted as well.
I
Excellent.
think you're gonna say constant.
That, and sometimes, depending on what I eat.
Yeah, if you're
blood
bulking and you're
helps, I
eating all
hear.
the
Yeah.
meat, I suppose that had happened from time to time.
Gotta keep it sick gang.
I figured my
Sick
+1 intelligence is from studying many monsters.
That works. That makes sense.
That's it.
All right. So what are y'all doing? It's about 6:48 p.m.
So do we like write a pact, sign a contract?
Are you just taking the heads in then?
Huh?
You just bring the heads and cash them in for coin?
To who?
Oh, I don't know, like an official of the city or something. Whoever put out that note he was reading.
The quest marker.
Yeah.
Oh.
Claw over there with the exclamation point above his head.
You can just bring them back here. That is fine.
Do
Okay.
you collect werewolf heads?
Well, I mean, it would stir up business if, like, people were like, oh my god, they killed the werewolves, come down to Claw's room to see the werewolf heads.
That
That-
seems a
that-
fair enough arrangement.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I will, if you just bring them here, we can go ahead and talk to the fisherman, and then he'll bring the money. I don't have the money. I
Okay.
guess I confront the money, then I would get the money.
No.
And then I could say I killed him. And then I would be famous, and I could take a picture with me.
Holding out your werewolf heads like this then.
Yeah.
That'd be brilliant.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh.
You could make your logo a claw clutching a werewolf head.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Why are you helping him with
It
this?
seems nice enough. I don't need to be famous or anything. I just need to be paid.
Can we go do the quest?
Sure. We'll talk shop later then.
All right, sounds good. Remember, you're always welcome at Claw's room.
I pull out a chart of the moon. What is the moon cycle currently? Does anyone know?
It
Kind of
I
like a nature
probably know with my nature skill.
well, you can look up into the sky as well.
It's only like 7 p.m.
So the moon's out during the day sometimes, and it's weird.
We've got
Oh,
2 moons
It's Virgo.
Do we have 2
rising.
moons?
on this plane.
Mercury
Yeah?
is in retro.
Does that mean there's 2 werewolf full moons?
Maybe.
double werewolf?
It
Rubber
is.
werewolf,
It is
midnight
oddly enough a full
madness.
moon.
Oh!
Wait, I got an organ on my.
I also have organs.
I have a couple. The skin is one big organ.
I've got 3 livers. They're not all mine. So dramatic. So, are y'all making your way down?
Toronto! But yes.
Okay, y'all are making your way down to the coastline,
Yeah.
to the beach.
John, what's the best way to make rice on the stove? What do I need to set? the
Kurt, where's your
dog?
shirt?
I just went
Kurt's
on
too
it.
ripped. Don't look. It
Um,
makes me feel bad
set
about
it-
my own body.
Start it at 7.
Set it at 7?
Yeah, to get the water boiling, and then
Okay.
drop it to 6 on the front right burner.
Kurt, where's your
Oh, I have it on the back left.
Kurt, where's Kurt?
Is that the power burner?
Yes.
Okay.
I have it on 3?
Bump it up to 5.
Okay. It's
Yep.
Kurt, there's Kate.
Sorry, that's Kurt. He likes to talk about rice. Known him for 3
Now
years.
once I eat my dinner.
Okay, are you gonna wear a shirt?
I will wear a shirt.
Yeah, thanks.
But I'm still sweating.
Let me eat cake off you.
Sorry, that's Kurt. He's my rice guy.
Well,
I'm
he
his
was
rice
not
guy.
wearing a shirt.
No.
That's. Wait, I'm not there.
It's
I'm
an air-
standing like
It's
Claw's still with us.
Claw came with us.
nice.
I want to be famous.
I'm standing like appraisingly.
What are you looking at? Oh, at Kurt.
It's an arid condition, I suppose. You don't have to wear a shirt all the time.
Is it? Is it hot
We're in the
It's a
desert.
right now?
Yeah. Sorry, I did follow you. It turns out I am here. Hello.
Hello, Claw.
Hello.
I'm miserable then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Core is a desert continent.
Ugh, God.
Yeah. It's not great here.
No. As we approach, once we start getting close to the reported area, I'm going to start looking for typical signs of werewolf activity.
Make a perception check.
Can we all make perception checks?
Oh, I guess. Why not?
Because I am also looking with my eyes.
Okay.
Can I ride my passive perception?
No.
Okay.
Well, she didn't notice me.
Dirty 20.
19.
You all are kind of keeping your eyes out. You do see the full moon. It's helping to keep like the area fairly lit. The sun is fully set by this point. By the time it took you to reach the coast.
Why don't we have 49 torches?
Damn it.
I have 10 torches. I do have 10.
You continue to listen, and you hear one howl off in the distance.
I like.
My ears perk up.
I was gonna point.
You don't hear it.
I don't hear
What would you roll?
a 3.
You don't hear it.
You're howling over there then.
I'm like,
With my
How are
20.
you seeing by the light of the moon?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, you're not seeing very
no.
great, but like this howl did not sound like it was close by. At this point, there begins to be a fog rolling up onto the beach. in the
Real
night.
quick, at my feet, are there any clams or shellfish that have washed up on shore?
With your perception check, yeah, there's like a few. They're not necessarily like what you consider your normal edible shellfish. Just think of kind of like,
Freshwater clams.
not even those.
Hermit crabs.
barnacles.
Like hermit crabs.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I pick one up and I crack it open. Continue.
Nice.
Salty.
Whoa, what was that? Did anyone hear that? The howl and then the crack?
The crack
Is there a werewolf breaking bones near us?
The crack was me. Sorry about that, Claw.
You did the crack.
Yeah. I didn't do the howl though.
I heard no howl.
It happened over that way. Was it that way?
Well,
Hmm.
I
Yes,
did
it
not
was.
hear it.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
Maybe have your ears been cleaned recently?
Probably not.
It's a vital part of
Some
any hunt, making sure your
wax-
body's in prime physical
wax
condition.
buildup.
I would also
there,
like to be picking up a
probably.
few stones and whatnot in the sand as the fog rolls in.
Sure, that's easy enough. We're just picking up some rocks.
Brilliant.
I pick up a rock too because I think that's what I should do.
Excellent.
I was just imagining too. You pick up like a huge rock.
I can carry it.
Uh-huh.
As you all continue to move along the coastline, heading in the direction of the howl. You eventually notice that the fog is getting a bit thicker and thicker. As you get closer to where you think the sound came from, you look up at the top of one of the nearby cliff faces on the beach, and you see a figure standing there on top of the ledge, just covered in you can only make out the shadow of them in the moonlight.
I hunker down with my hand on my sword.
Should we yell at him then? No. That'll get him down here, wouldn't it?
You know, so if he's hostile, would
I
cause an attack.
hunger. I'm really big. I just realized I should hunger.
Did you say it out loud?
I should hunger.
You're doing brilliantly at it as well.
Thank you.
You look like a small hill.
Oh, thank you.
If this creature is hostile, yelling at it would provoke it and cause an attack.
And then
Was that not the plan then?
What? No. I thought we were hunt.
Well,
I forgot
you usually then kill. Typically. I don't know what kind of hunt.
Well, yes, but we should make the circumstances of the battle the most advantageous that we could for ourselves, should we not?
Alright.
Are either of you used to working on teams?
No.
Not in the long term.
yeah, I've worked on some teams.
Sorry, you're here again.
Yeah, I decided to close shop because you guys said that you might not let me be famous, and I thought me being famous would be good for business because obviously, all of these famous people come to my place and it just makes it more famous. So why not me be famous, right? Right?
I like your logic, sir.
Yeah, and I brought this, and he pulls out just a butcher knife, and he's like,
Your steps in the right direction, my man.
Well, I like your style.
Oh, thank you.
So what are we doing then?
I thought we were hunkering.
We are hungry, but we just hunker for a while and
What
then
is the figure doing?
The figure has just been standing up there at this point. You can see them kind of turning their torso, they're looking around every so often.
Can I... We should organize a trap.
What trap? A hunting trap.
I can make a bonfire.
No.
What would be the purpose of that?
Distract them or something.
I can make trap music.
You can play music while I light a fire.
That's a good distraction.
Is it, so the cliff, is it
No, my name's Claw, not Cliff.
Thank you, Claw. The cliff, we're looking up at it. Is it like a steep drop off?
Yeah, it's a fairly steep drop off.
And is it like a jut out at all, or is it just
It looks like it's pretty sheer. And then you guys are down below currently, down in the sands. You kind of do a quick glancing around, and you do notice that there's a pathway that kind of goes up along and up the side of the cliff.
in an ideal situation? What we would do here is, with the cliff acting as the back wall, so there's no retreat, we would climb the wall and approach from 3 cardinal directions and close them in with no route for escape. A trap.
There's 4 of us though.
Yeah, what about Claw?
Claw drops his knife. He like bends over, picks it up. Sorry about that.
He
Where'd it go?
could pair up with
Oh, Claw, you can come with me. It's okay.
Claw just does this. No offense, but
I don't know what you're implying. I don't understand.
anyone else want to join up with me?
I join with you, Claw.
Okay.
I'm not offended.
It's just the.
I'm like, just don't touch her stuff.
Yeah, just don't touch my stuff. It's fine. It seems like you are doing a Claw because your name is Claw.
I think he's taking offense to the thing dangling around your neck there.
Just don't.
Yeah, but that's not a Claw.
It's like the equivalent of like a human claw, though, isn't it?
It's
Sad and ineffectual, but
Humans don't have claws.
well, close enough.
Well, I mean,
Did you say close enough?
No, but I wish
children
I
are
had.
named Claus. My children are named Claus because that is our surname.
Claws, claws.
Klaus Claus.
Yeah, don't ask what my first name is. It is very embarrassing. I don't want to talk about it.
Alright. I'm sorry. This is my trophy.
Is there any cover
It's
up there
fine.
that I can see that would help us like sneak up on it?
Yeah. There's. It looks like there's like some fairly like thick palms that are kind of growing up. Claws and palms and fingers and oh my! But yeah, there's some palm trees that are and some like low arid bushes, kind of lining the way. It actually looks like it's fairly thick in terms of the brush and the wood as you head up closer towards the top.
Sorry. Ziggy.
Yeah?
I would advise that you take the route that provides the most cover.
Okay. I do that.
Are we doing this?
Well, you're not coming with me. So.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, is the plan happening? Am I climbing the side of this? I can't climb the side of this.
There's the path.
Oh, thank God.
I'm in agreement with you there, Claw. So we'll go up the path and then
I have a
branch off
question.
into the 4 blue jay directions.
What
and then spring the trap.
What if he can fly?
No problem there. And I take out one of my javelins and I like walk up to the edge of the cliff approximately where we saw him and I just stick it up into the sand. If we can knock him down while he's flying, problem solved.
That's good thinking.
I'm staring like
I believe they are
Double trap.
I believe they are werewolves, not werebirds.
You don't know. This is what I have learned in my travels. Always be prepared for the unexpected.
What's that dinging noise?
my friends are hearing a
The
ding.
crab just died. Toss.
It's me. I have some cucumbers in my pouch, and I
Each time you reach in,
Squeak
ding!
up against each other.
I thought you were just eating copper pieces by the noise. You're just eating silver pieces to protect yourself from werewolves, huh?
That is what bugbears do.
That's a good idea.
I'm like,
We should all put a silver piece in our mouths.
That way, if they try and kiss us, we'll be
In
okay.
case that werewolf is a vampire.
no.
So you all are
What?
saying, let's not worry about if he flies away.
Yes.
What if he jumps?
But then,
I gestured to my javelin sticking in the sand.
Okay, what if he jumps?
I could angle it a little bit. I
it
suppose.
looks like it's a fairly far drop.
I looked at this with my knowledge of monsters, and in most cases, a werewolf would drop at this.
You sound so different when you talk sometimes.
Who are you
Alright.
anyways?
But he's probably twins.
Then you are welcome to say, I told you so.
Alright. Noted.
I think you were going to make a note.
Well, you think she's going to pull a notepad out of her bag, but she just pulls out another cucumber.
Alright. You all begin making your way up the side path towards the top of this cliff face. Go ahead and make stealth checks. Since y'all are trying to be sneaky.
Oh no.
We chose a halfling, don't you?
Nah.
Oh god, okay. I have disadvantage because I have chain now.
Bugbear's supposed to be good at this.
I
That's
still
right.
got a 17 with disadvantage.
I need to get my own damn dice.
Cool.
There's also a bowl. Oh, you already
Yeah.
got pulled out. Okay.
I need to get my own damn dice. This dice bad.
Those are the ones that usually kill Fenric in the other campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Not an at 20s.
I'm like, what?
But it's rolling against the DM. Sorry, just talking about play.
How
That I
this
listen to.
dice is homophobic.
The rainbow dice rolling
It's-
bad.
It's ironic.
Mm-hmm.
So what'd you all get?
I'm
8.
sitting on a goose egg over here, Cap.
Alright.
I got an 8.
17.
Perfect.
Fuck.
As you...
So there's the werewolf again.
So as you are beginning to move upwards into this thick brush and palm, sorry, I actually have to still look at your guys' names. You hear Sylvia as she slips and falls forward, crashing into some of the mud and rocks. Some of the rocks go tumbling down the cliffside.
I'm alright.
I'm just.
Immediately out of Ziggy's mouth, I was like, "Oh!"
I'm like, oh no! Is she okay?
I'm just standing there. I feel like I went first up the path
yeah.
too, and I'm just standing there like,
It's just a... I'm alright.
oh!
Oh.
At this point, you hear shuffling from over where you believe this figure to have been standing. It's
looked
still
over.
quite a ways off, but you hear what sounds like running.
I look over to see if I can see him.
They are not there anymore. Go ahead and make a perception check for me, everyone.
15.
9.
11.
All right.
Hey!
Ziggy, despite all of the ruckus that's been happening around you, you're actually able to pick up on the fact that they seem to have ran deeper into kind of this brush area of palm trees and whatnot.
I'm gonna chase him.
All
We're
right.
still on the path.
I'm going to... My speed is 30 feet. How far away?
You're probably thinking a good 100 feet or so. You don't have visual on them, but you can hear their
Hear
foot.
them.
You can hear their footsteps and them running through some brush and whatnot.
Can I have a cardinal direction?
Yeah, in front of you.
And
West,
I
yeah.
call out to my...
You say west.
He's running west!
I'm like, what? As you bolt past us?
No, then I choke on a cucumber.
You were holding it in your mouth.
Don't run and eat your vegetables. That's a mistake, and no doubt about that.
I'm just like,
What are you standing around for, Teddy? Get to it. And I run past you. covered in mud.
I'm just like, deep breaths.
Are we all gonna chase?
Deep breaths.
Yeah, at this point, God, what's his... fucking Claw just runs past you as well. He goes, oh man, I want to be so famous. I'm gonna see this werewolf. I'm gonna tell tales.
I'm gonna run after everyone.
Excellent.
But just like shaking my head to myself.
Biggest. God damn it.
I can't believe Teddy ended up being the straight man in this comic strip.
So you all begin to run through this area. As you're running after them, you notice that the fog is beginning to get thicker and thicker. Everyone go ahead and make a survival check for me.
Alright.
9.
18.
17.
All right. Sylvia, with your knowledge of the woods and wilderness, and Theodore, with your own experience, not being necessarily from around this area, but you suddenly are in an area that might remind you of another place you visited or that you've ran through because the foliage seems to have changed. You're seeing like no longer palm trees as you've been running through here. It's becoming like fir trees and more moss. It's becoming a wetter environment. The sands beneath your feet have slowly been turning into more of a muddy dirt terrain. You even are finding yourself jumping over like fallen trees with mushrooms growing out of them as you make haste.
Can I tell if it's like while we're running, if it's like vaguely magical at all? Like it seems unusual.
It does seem unusual. It's so unusual that your instinct tells you that it's magic, but it was such a transition that it didn't seem odd at first. So at this point you're like, maybe magic, but usually magic is like portal and you're there. But this was so gradual. At this point, you all, except for maybe Ziggy in full chase, you all could kind of stop and look around, but you are now like surrounded in this thick fog in this deep wooded forest. And that's where we're going to take a break because I gotta really pee.
You can really pee.
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Oh, no!
We'll be back.
Weak like you.
We're back.
I'm weak.
You are weak.
I'm a weak little man.
Weak old man.
Yeah.
So you guys are in some fog.
In a forest.
Mm-hmm.
A temperate forest.
It's so thick. It's like someone's been whatevering that thick cotton that kids say.
Oh, vaping.
But they say like something with the clouds.
Ripping some cotton.
Ripping
some-
cotton, yeah.
Yeah. It's like someone's been ripping some thick cotton. That's how.
Well,
they-
we are the coolest.
I have a
kids.
question. Is it humid?
Yeah, it's humid, but it's not as hot anymore.
Okay. I mean, humid's still bad though.
Is your hair frizzy?
My hair's a little frizzy. Yeah. I need some like keratin gel and that John Frieda stuff.
Over your whole body.
Anti-frizz. Yeah, but on my whole body. Yeah.
You dip in it.
Yep. And you just lightly.
Lightly dip.
Like, well, you put it on the brush, and then I would brush it over myself, probably. But this is not important.
It is.
I'm learning. Wow, that seems like quite this hair regimen.
Like, I don't do it every day.
How do you prevent breakage?
Are we all together? I don't think we are.
Yeah, no, we are. We're all.
So are we
fine.
now? We're just in a different place than we were.
Oh, I don't know. The foliage looks different to me.
Well,
They grow corn here.
Pocket corn?
no,
Alright, fair enough.
I had my cukes.
I'm like, what? No.
I'm going to have rations with you if you're going on adventures.
That is true.
Not 40 of them.
Yeah, who needs 3 chests when you just go like
I
around?
consume
I've got to keep my
5,000
80 torches in
calories
them.
a day.
49 torches.
69 torches.
That was going to be the name of my store.
Nice.
Thank you. But no, really, where are we?
Can't get over the cause. I like it.
What?
I like the cause here.
Yeah.
No, sorry. I was lonely. And I wanted to be famous. And now, I'm here.
You're not
Like
lonely
that guy
anymore.
in Galaxy Quest. Oh
Oh
What?
my god, Guy!
The guy in Galaxy
No,
Quest.
my name's Claus.
Claude?
No, Claude.
His name's Claude Claus.
No, that's not it. Keep
Like
guessing.
Santa?
Oh,
Oh.
Sharp.
what? No.
Lobster.
The guy's getting away, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead and make perception checks.
God damn it. I don't like this bowl.
That's from my
4.
Rosemary's Baby.
4.
I also got a 4.
10.
17. So
Tell us what your elfin eyes.
I'm human.
Claude, you're the master hunter. Which way did they go?
It's very dark and it is hard to see, but I don't hear anything. Really.
What you see? You hear anything? Not really, but like maybe.
I don't know.
Oh,
Is it?
you're not very good at hunting, are you?
I'm a bartender.
Did
Bartender.
you see his poor knife work earlier?
Oh.
I dropped it in the sand. I could not find it.
You did.
Gotta
Yeah.
comp that one.
Whoops, that was the good knife too.
I've got a wee hammer if you want it.
Little smusher?
No, that's okay. I've got
Your fists.
my belly mitts. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Can we see
I've got what?
the moon still?
Yeah, it's.
Thanks, Claude.
You can, but now there's like a bit of cloud coverage.
Clouds and fog.
Yeah, it's a lot darker lit. In fact, at this point, you guys can probably. Does anyone here even have dark vision?
I do.
Okay, you two. Right now, both Claw and Theodore, you could not even really see your hand in front of your face.
Mm-hmm.
I look for a tree.
There are many around you.
I'm going to climb a tree and see if I can see anything further.
Okay.
I see you start to climb the tree, and I'm like, what?
I'm looking.
I'd like to find a squirrel or a rabbit, if I can.
Oh my
And
gosh.
lure it with my corn.
With your perception check, you did not find
Damn.
any of those things. Go ahead and make just an athletics check to see if you can climb this tree.
21.
Jesus.
Yeah, you. It's a pretty climbable tree too. It's not like a palm tree where you're having to just like shimmy your way
Yeah,
up. There's
sure,
good
sure.
amount of branches. You get up to the top of this tree, and you can see a fairly far distance. It does look like there's a nearby pathway. Probably maybe like 500 feet or so. It looks like there's a parting in the trees, but beyond that, it's still like, even with your dark vision that you do have, it's so hard to see off,
Right.
like far off into the distance in the night. You see a lot of treetops though in the meanwhile.
Alright. Let's head over there.
To the west.
To the west. Lead them, Sylvie.
We can't see you.
Oh, you can
Sylvie,
see. Yeah.
Sylvie can see.
Can they? Fog?
Right now, you like, if you guys are in a close pack, you can see
Did
each
you
other.
say this from the top of the tree, or did you come back?
I'll come back.
Yeah, we
Okay.
just hear shouting.
I was shouting,
I'm like, that's shh.
and then I go back down and I say, "Oh, sorry, that way." And then we can do a little train with two humans in the middle.
Did you say humans?
humans?
Puny humans, yeah.
With the two humans between us.
That only offends half my sensibility.
And we can hold their hands, and we'll do a little chain.
Alright.
All right, and
Sounds
we'll
good.
walk that way because I saw a clearing over there.
Okay.
All right, Teddy,
Uh-huh.
you gonna come with me or not?
Would you like a torch, Teddy?
I've got my own.
Would you like me to light it for you?
I'm okay.
Alright.
Do you
Don't
want
say
to
I
hold
didn't
my
offer.
paw, Teddy?
Not particularly, but as times call.
All right, and I hand him my paw, but I only hand him like one finger because that's probably about the size.
Yeah, of a hand.
of like what his hand would need to hold on to. Maybe like 2 fingers.
I'm very much picturing like Sully with
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like.
I put both me hands on the back of Claude and I'm like, alright, we've got this. Forward, ho.
What?
I'm
Did you
pushing
call
you.
me?
Forward, laddie, fella, champione.
Oh, okay, fine. This would be. He trips over something. He's like, I really wish that we just had some torches.
I have torches.
Well, you do have. Do you want a torch? I have a torch.
I mean, it would help me to see. That would be great. I mean, I don't.
Ah,
I
right,
don't-
say no more, boyo. And I
I
put down a
don't love
torch.
fire. I'm gonna be real.
I'll step back then a bit because I'm about to light one and I cast create
Alright.
bonfire
On a torch?
on the tip of it. I put it just inside and cast it 5 feet to the right.
All right, yeah, you've got a torch and also a ground that's on fire.
I hand it to you.
You gonna put that out? That little
that's-
patch of the forest floor?
I start stomping on it.
Seems,
I stomp on it
it
too.
seems pretty damp around here. I don't think we need to
I
worry.
stomp on it.
Well, alright.
Smoky says.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
That'll be dealing damage to you, unfortunately.
No, I have very thick
I'm wearing armored boots.
feet.
No,
Paths.
if you are in the space, you have to make a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 fire damage.
Oh my god.
The fuck? You can't just put it out with magic?
I cannot end the spell at will, no.
God damn it. And I rolled a 4!
I rolled a 9.
Well, neither of those save, unfortunately. My apologies, I hope for
Wait,
minimum.
you said start your turn or end your turn?
When the creature on the bottom part of space, when you cast the spell, must make a dexterity saving throw, 1d8. Fire damage, creature must also make the saving throw when it moves into its space for the first time.
Well, you guys are idiots. You're gonna kill each other.
You put your foot in fire. 4.
I just did not want to burn the forest.
I
down.
could have kicked dirt onto it or something.
I was stomping on it.
I thought it was like a little fire.
No.
Lessons learned, I guess.
We don't all have fancy magics.
It just started a wee fire. Just started a wee torch.
I like point at my burnt feet and I'm like, not we.
Well, don't put your feet in fire, I guess is the takeaway.
Maybe
You
don't
know, I did
start
not
a
even-
fire.
We needed to
Some
light
of
a
us
torch.
did not even need this fire. I just want to point
I
out.
was just trying to help out Claw.
Thank you.
Next time, let's use a tinderbox.
Yeah, we got flint, don't we?
Yeah. I mean, I don't. I just left with a knife.
You came from your shop.
Yeah, I'm
What did you
not
bring?
prepared for this.
Keys? Your
Yeah.
wallet?
I mean, yeah, I got
A knife.
I had a knife. Now all I've got is this. And he grabs like a stick on the ground.
You're like a crowbar.
Maybe.
I have it for some reason. You can have it if you need something.
Okay.
Don't give it to him now. He might drop it.
I'm not going to. Where did that go? He's using it as like a cane as he's walking around.
Lovely.
Are you injured?
No.
Is it tall enough or is he leaning down to do that?
Yes.
Didn't you recently take a crowbar home from the street?
That was a pry bar. I found it on the curb by your apartment.
I know.
And it's a really nice flat bar, so I just took it.
Yep. Hippie Christmas. Yeah, so you all make your way. You eventually find a fairly well worn path. You continue on it for a little ways. As you continue to move through this fog, it seems like it's surrounding you, but it's kind of moving with you. It doesn't ever feel like you're walking into the fog. It just kind of feels like it's encompassing you wherever you're going. You continue walking down the trail until I was wondering if I had. I cannot screen share on this, can I?
I don't think so, no.
You bastard. But anyways, you continue down this road. It's fairly darkly lit. There's black pools of water that stand like dark mirrors around the muddy roadway. There's these giant trees that Ziggy had climbed one are on both sides of the road. And the branches are clawing at the mist around you. You continue on this road for quite some time. You were probably out at, dusk to nightfall, and to that point that you got there. Now it's well into the middle of the night. You can probably even feel that morning will be approaching somewhat soon. And at this point, you are all beginning to start to feel fairly tired from the traveling. So you have options before you. Either keep pushing along, or you can try and take a rest somewhere if you have camping supplies, or...
Well, do we feel like hunkering down, or do we want to keep going? I'm feeling a bit tired myself.
It's a good rule of thumb to always be as well rested as possible on the hunt.
That makes sense to me then.
I agree, and I have my bedroll.
Would anyone be able to find a suitable place for camp?
I could.
You can't camp in the middle of a road.
I could find a place using one of my skills.
I could help you out with that if you needed.
Why don't we both roll and see who does better?
I'm all for both of you doing that.
Oh, it's a survival check, right?
Yep, survival to try and find a good campsite.
14.
14!
I'll get that.
We both find the exact same
Amazing.
place, and then
Come
we're
on, the other
like,
side.
double high five!
Yeah, it's actually not far off the trail. It's only probably like 15 feet or so into the woods. You find it pretty quickly. It just is kind of like the flattest patch of earth, and it's a little bit of a mound, so the water is kind of drained off around it. There's no real puddles in that spot. So
I'd trudge back out to the road. We've got a spot not but a stone's throw away.
Oh,
And I like wave my arms. So that you
Just
can
like
see.
pull the bushes aside and just literally right there.
Yeah.
all right, and so you all begin to set up camp. What type of supplies do you guys have to set up your own camp? Bedrolls?
I have a bedroll.
No,
Yeah, we
no,
all have bedrolls.
no tents though.
No.
Nope.
Tents.
No tent. Nope, no tent.
Okay. So, you all go ahead and set up your bedrolls for the evening.
I think that I just bought this bedroll, and I think it's too small for me. But I prefer to nest like a little dog.
So
And with some pine needles, and I scratch them up, and I get a little. Yeah, that's how I prefer.
can I?
Yeah, you can have mine.
Oh, thank you. Will there be any?
I keep forgetting you are here.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm not what people refer to as a memorable NPC.
What you talking about, Claude? You're the most memorable NPC I've met since Rice Kurt.
Claw.
What?
Claw.
Claw is it?
Yeah, you keep saying Claude.
Oh.
Well,
Well-
that time he said rice hurt.
I want to try to make like a. Can I see any like big branches nearby?
Yeah, for sure. You can.
Okay, I want to try to make a structure I've read about in a book about survival, which is it's a survival lean-to where you prop a long stick up on a low branch, then you put a bunch of branches, then you put a bunch of cover over it, and then you go in.
Not gonna survive.
Yeah. But like Theodore has never actually done one. He's only read about them. So I want to try to make one of these.
Okay. Still survival.
Yeah.
Need help there, Theodore.
Is it a crit fail?
You like start putting up these sticks, and like you're like, oh, it's going good, it's going well, and like it is, it's looking great. And then as soon as you go to put like some moss or something over it as the covering, all of the sticks just and break because they're all old and rotted on the ground.
So is that a yes then?
I'm half asleep. In my nest.
Vous désirez les assistants?
What?
Can Can I help you with that pile of sticks you got going there?
Oh, this was an art installation.
I
Why?
don't think it was.
Haven't
I
you
say-
heard of environmental art?
No.
No.
Mm-hmm. It's about the effect that living beings have on the environment.
Oh.
A lot of the environment is living beings, though, isn't it?
That's
Civilization.
profound, Sylvie.
Thank you.
Then? Civilization, then, upon environment.
Fair enough.
Coexistence, interplay between the two.
That's
So,
a fair point.
why would you do that right now instead of build a shelter?
Ziggy's making an awfully good point, she is.
Well, you see, there's always time for furthering the mind.
Oh, is there? I don't feel like on this adventure there is. and I
So
shrug
it's
and I go back to my nest. Judgmentally.
Will you all please shut up? I am very tired. It is March.
You were not invited.
It
if
was-
I recall.
Yeah, I regret a lot of choices I made today. One of them is following all of you.
Well, do you want to take watch then, or should I first?
I'll take first watch.
Bully?
Hey, you don't have anywhere to sleep, so that's what
I have a bedroll.
I don't know why.
So we're starting watch. You're taking sleeps. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I'll take a sleep while
I'm gonna
Theodore
take
takes
a
watch.
long rest
I'll take the second watch.
because I would like to restore the hit
As I like
points.
pull my sleeping roll like up over me, so it's just my head sticking out, and then just backwards onto the ground.
Yeah, and I'm like straight donut.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
like Lil Wilson.
but big.
But big, like a big Lil Wilson.
All right. Go ahead and make perception checks for people who are on watches.
Yeah.
We're not on watch.
Nat 20!
Whoa.
As
We're
you
safe from all harm.
My embarrassment at my failure caused me to be very alert.
as you sit within these mists, the rest of your new comrades asleep on the ground, you sit in almost deafening silence. There's no noise of anything going on around you in these woods. Every so often, though, you feel like there's someone breathing on the back of your neck. You turn around, pulling your sword out, being ready. There's no one ever there. And that is your watch.
Cool, I wake up.
You already are awake.
I shake her awake.
Watch then.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
These woods.
How many hours did you take?
Are we doing splitting up 8 or whatever?
Oh,
Or 333?
Mm-hmm. Essentially.
yeah.
Yeah. So 3.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, these woods, watch your back.
Alright then.
Mm-hmm. Maybe sit against a tree.
That was my plan in the first place.
I curl up in my bedroll, sword. Sword in sheath. Like,
I,
John, which of these connects to the TV?
Which what?
Which of these?
The wee one.
The crown butt.
Okay. What's the password? Is it Buds?
Butts, butts, butts.
Don't tell me what it is. Don't text it. Just unlock it with your phone. It's dumb.
No, that's the password. That's dumb. I gather up some of Theodore's art project as they go to sleep and make a small wee pile in sort of the middle of the clearing and sort of dig out the dirt around it and set some rocks round as I can find it and create a bonfire on it. And then we'll take my watch.
Okay, make a perception check.
That's a 23.
During your watch, you also sit in what seems like an eternity of noiselessness. At some point during your watch, you feel like something in the fog is looking at you, staring at you.
I whisper, "Hello."
Your whisper is replied to with silence.
Kind of like holding my rocks in my hand, walk forward a little bit. So I'm like maybe 25 feet away.
Okay.
Who goes there?
Still no reply.
I like throw one of the rocks at the figure.
You throw one of the rocks, and it just goes through the mist. Just seems like it was a thicker bit of fog.
That's proper spooky. I go back and like sit down up against the tree that I was at, like just sort of keep looking out in that direction.
Yeah. And the rest of your watch goes on uneventfully.
My watch, I go over to Ziggy. I saw somebody in the fog and I threw a rock at them and then they were gone. I don't know if it was in my head or not though.
Okay. You sure you didn't fall asleep and you had a dream about it?
Pretty sure I made a wee fire.
Oh, thank you. That's not
Putting the rocks around it so that we weren't, worried about
like the
whole foot in the
that's
fire
good.
incident.
Yeah, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I was a little concerned about that. All right. Well, you go. I guess get some sleep. And I'll just sit here with my axe
Right.
ready. Okay. All right. Good night.
Night.
Don't let the bugbears bite. That's what the
That-
bugbears say.
That'd be on you, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like you don't want to bite yourself while you're sleeping accidentally.
Oh, I see.
While donating.
Well, don't let it, because you might start to shoot on your tail. Don't worry. You don't have a tail. So
We
it's
do
fine.
not.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
5.
You're surrounded by bear. Just no. Your watch just goes on with just complete silence. You at one point take out your viola and just begin.
My viol.
Viola.
Viol.
Viol.
Viol is what it says on yourself.
Your viola. And you begin just kind of like plucking at it a little bit. every time you like pluck one of the strings, you hear an echo of it that just kind of continues and hums.
Nice acoustics in this place. I say, if nothing scary has happened to me.
Yeah. That's all that happens on your watch. You just pluck away your instrument, keeping the silence at bay.
What am I allowed to decide what I pluck?
Yeah.
It is. I'm not gonna sing it, but it is Britney Spears' Toxic. Just the over and over. It is verging on. Yes.
But only one.
But only one. There's just one dancer doing itself.
One viola.
Doodling. I thought you said doodling.
One viola doodling itself.
What is the sound
Wink,
of one
wink.
viola doodling itself?
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. All right.
Well, I'm
It
still
is.
playing Toxic, so it would be.
Claw wakes up and he gets up. He's like, "Oh, I see, yeah, uneventful."
I thought I
Yeah,
saw a figure.
I
in
didn't
the-
see nothing. Y'all's crazy.
Something breathed on my neck.
Was that
Like
me
a
when I
bird,
was
maybe?
waking? No, you woke me up. That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Like a bird, maybe.
Could have been a wee bird.
Could be a bird. Could be a bird or just
Theodore.
a draft.
Important note. I started a wee fire in the middle, but I've surrounded it with stones. So don't go stepping in it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, he did that as a safety measure. She. I know what everyone is.
Bugbear gender is
I am not accustomed to the ways of humanoid gender.
Far enough.
Mm-hmm.
You all look naked to me.
Fair enough.
And then Theodore died.
Theodore's like, naked!
I pictured when you woke up, I don't know why, but like full armor, clutching sword, but like a Ebenezer Scrooge nightcap.
Yeah!
Wait, can I have my 4 HP back then?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
guys are healed up. I don't want you guys just to die because you did something so fucking stupid in the world.
It didn't seem stupid. I wanted to prevent forest fires.
No, we were doing what we've been taught to do.
Ugh.
I figured that I'm like a creature of the forest, so like I want to protect the forest.
I figured I had armored boots.
That would stop you.
It was a magical fire though, wasn't it?
Sure was. We then found out.
Excellent. So, the morning comes. At this point, it's you have a better sense of everything that's around you. You can see a bit more clearly. You look up to the sky though, and you don't see the sun. It's completely covered in clouds. There's still that, for a lack of a better word, dim light still coming in.
Flat light.
Flat light, thank you. That's the right word. There's flat light kind of surrounding the area.
I look around and I'm like, good day for a painting.
What?
What?
What was that noise? That is there more
Cucumbers
cucumbers?
are squeaking again.
I don't think it's me. That's
It
not
is
my-
you.
It is you.
It is?
Yes.
My phone doesn't make that noise.
Mine phone.
My phone, okay.
We must be in
Well, it's
Barovia.
on silent now.
Okay.
Because my text tone is the Star Trek communicator noise, and I did not hear that.
No, but it was other
But
things.
it was the weather app, so.
Good to know. What's the weather? Is
Yeah,
it
what does
something-
he say?
Is it flat, light, and overcast?
It's flat light and overcast.
Good for painting. I'm not gonna look at it.
Okay.
You guys are crazy.
All right.
Flat light is very flattering to the form.
Is that why it's called flat light then?
Why do you know that? I thought you were a hunter.
I know many things.
Oh.
I have a great approximate knowledge of many things.
What about flat light?
What
'Cause
about
it's-
flashlights?
Because it's flat. Was it flattering? Is that why it's called flat light?
Oh, that's very clever.
I was just asking a question.
You are welcome to believe that.
I do then. So is the plan to just continue down the path, or
The plan, I believe, would be to form a plan.
We should try to track him maybe. And now
Mhm.
that we have a little bit better light, maybe we could see his path.
is that the pressing matter at the moment, or the fact that we sort of went from the middle of a desert to the middle of a dense forest?
I mean,
of a
I like it
pressing-
here. I'm more comfortable.
I enjoy it as well, but I feel like there's a little bit of an issue with the fact
Would I
that
be able... Sorry. Would I be able to tell, like, mentally where we would have been walking compared to a map, and then if it matches up with the climate we should be in?
It does not match.
Okay.
Yeah, it's clearly like you are in a different environment.
Then should be for where we should have gone if we had continued.
You should have been in the
Desert.
desert. Yes.
Okay.
for more than 5 seconds before forest happens. So what's sort of the more pressing concern for you folks?
Well, as it is morning, there is a chance, as you may know, that the werewolf is no longer a wolf.
That's right. They change back.
Oh, sure as I have.
I just stay first. I had to think about it. Well, then we go look for.
I believe my preference would be to find out where we are.
How?
That's a great question. I was hoping someone else would have an
You
idea.
could always ask a squirrel for directions.
Huh?
Ryan, I'd like to try to find a woodland creature.
Yeah, go ahead. Try.
Come on, baby.
Survival again.
Don't let
You
me
can see
down.
survival. I told you it's gonna come up all the time.
21.
You are searching around trying to find some type of woodland creature, and like it is to no prevail. It seems like despite how much there's this like decaying matter and like mushroom growth in this area, something that you would expect to be from like dead trees or dead animals, you don't seem to find even like the smallest critter out and about nearby.
Well, that's out. This forest is empty and devoid of creatures.
Well,
I
we
looked
are
very
here.
well.
We are here.
Or like the wee ones, like the bugs and the squirrels and the rabbits and the birds.
You can get out the bugs.
I can if I can find them.
That's cool. I'm a bug bear, so.
I'm talking to you though, aren't I?
I know. That's. Here's this guy.
You are brilliant, both of you. Claw's like,
Nicely just affirming one another for
Claw
morons.
is like standing near the bedroll that's on the ground, and he's like, "Is it okay for me to touch this? I got it out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I gave it to you last night, so you
I don't
touched
have
it already.
anything to carry it in."
Oh, all right, I'll care it for you.
Okay.
I'll put it back in my sack. I don't know what I
Yeah,
got.
your back sack.
My back sack.
Well, as we cannot seem to find a squirrel to ask directions from, there is a road. Generally, roads do lead somewhere.
That is true. I have heard that. We
All
should.
roads lead to...
Somewhere.
Werewolves. Werewolves. Maybe.
I don't know if I've heard that one.
Fame.
Well, we're.
Famous werewolf.
Well, think about it this way. Wherever that werewolf was going, he was probably going wherever the road goes to, right? So if we follow the road, we'll probably end up moving in a direction.
Just a move.
I thought you were going to say the plot forward.
I thought you were just going to say we're going to wind up moving. Like, yeah.
I need to get my steps in. My Apple Watch is yelling at me.
It's an apple.
So y'all move on.
Yeah, we're
Alright.
going
Yeah, we're
to go
gonna
back to
follow
the
the
road.
Alright, you can find your way back to the road after packing up your camp easily enough. You've got and I actually pulled up a map so I can tell you east-west.
Oh, and I'm gonna make sure that I de-nest. Like, make it, like, I destroy the nest so that nobody can tell that a bugbear nest was there.
And I'm filling in my campfire with dirt and then scattering the rocks back out.
Okay.
I make a small pile of the rocks on the side of the road where we made camp.
Okay.
Just like one that's like a traveler sign of
What do
like.
you do? What did you do with your art project?
Is this another one?
Is this another? I like this one better. I think this one's good.
It's like a little pile that says like we've been here sort of thing, like a
Yeah,
mental
what
marker.
are those things called?
Waypoints.
No, there's a
Ley lines.
Celtic thing. You want
Trinity knot.
it.
Blarney stone.
Kern.
Clarbrune.
Pocket corn.
I was thinking less Gaelic and more like First Nations.
Oh, it's just
But anyways, so y'all do all of these things.
it's just like an Iron Age people's thing
Mm-hmm.
that they used to do.
Based off of kind of where you had seen the moon the evening before and how it was traveling through the sky, you're able to determine that you were coming from the east to the west. Right now it's a little bit
Cairns.
trickier. What was it called?
It is called a cairn. It
Oh,
is an
like
impermanent
C-A-
human-made piles of
C-A-I-R-N.
stones. The word cairn is from a Gaelic term meaning heaps of stones.
Karn.
They're also called trail ducks. Yeah,
Cairn.
they're Celtic
I
and Native
prefer
American.
trail ducks.
It's a pretty good word.
But yeah, so you all know that of which direction
That's
that
a
you were
right
traveling.
fine trail duck you've made.
Thank you.
I like ducks.
Good.
Spooky.
I like ducks.
Mantra out of the woods with the book.
Quack.
He was the one breathing, the one watching.
Hey, you're pretty handsome. Hi, how are you?
Yeah. So which way do you travel, east or west?
Away from the way we came. In the direction we had been going.
Okay.
That makes sense to me.
So,
Ah.
John, make the TV turn on.
Hey, girl.
Oh no!
Is it this one?
Yeah, I have to come at her from this side.
TV heard you do that and was like, shut off.
And the noise like my zipper made when it like rubbed up against my
Oh,
desk.
yeah. Ooh.
So, as you all are traveling along, you eventually see this absolutely massive stone gate before you. It's got metal, actual metal wrought iron gate. I'll read the fancy words that the book
Ooh,
writer
the word
was-
picture?
Yes.
It is a painting.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
It's a good day for them.
The fog spills out of the forest to swallow up the road behind you. Ahead, jutting from the impenetrable woods on both sides of the road, are high stone buttresses, looming gray in the fog. Huge iron gates hang on the stonework. Dew clings with cold tenacity to the rusted bars. Two headless statues of armed guardians flank the gate, their heads now lying among the weeds at their feet. They greet you only with silence.
Look at those dewy buttresses.
Have you ever seen flying buttresses?
I've never seen a buttress before.
Is it a type of fortress?
It looks like a door to me, to somewhere.
It's a very large
Yeah,
door.
bigger. It's bigger than a
Would
giant
I-
door.
Would I know of any structure like this in all of my history readings about monsters?
Sure. Go ahead and make a history check, we'll say.
Also, is the door big enough that a giant could walk through it?
A small giant, but yeah. It's probably around somewhere around the height of 15 feet
Okay.
or so.
15.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I said 15 feet.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but with a 15, it's nothing rings like monster related. Like you've seen gates this size in large cities, and it's usually just some type of, I don't know if we use this word correctly, gravitas of like, welcome to my land. This is my wall. This is my gate.
It is about the same size as the gate to my aunt's garden.
Are we at
Good.
your
She is
aunt's?
very large.
Are we at your aunt's house?
I do not think so. She does not have the
Buttresses?
The guys.
Buttresses.
The headless fellas.
The headless fellas. I went a little. Yeah, I'm gonna let him on that one. I can't do it.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah, it can be tricky.
Takes a long time, as Virio learned.
Mm-hmm.
But as you begin to approach the gate, you begin to hear a as the gate slowly begins to squeak and scream as it opens before you.
WD-40.
What?
My aunt would have some WD-40, so we are definitely there.
I usually just use butter on my doors.
Oh, Lord.
I always said you had the best smelling doors in Umbrock.
All 3 days.
Yes.
He literally, he, she, they, them, literally sat in my bar for 3 days.
So we want to go through the door that's opening.
Does that mean you sat there for 3 days before asking the bartender a question?
I'm shy around people sometimes.
I understand that.
Anyway, yes.
That's where we'll want to be going then.
Can I hear, like, anybody inside? Or, like, what sounds like... Like, I assume that this is the gate that would be, like, around a castle town or something.
Make a perception check.
I would like to check the ground for like footprints leading in or out, if I can.
Yeah, make a survival check for that.
18 for me.
18. You don't hear anything on the other side. There doesn't seem to be any large bustling noises or anything like that.
13.
With a 13, yeah, you can see that there's been travel on this roadway. There are footprints. There are wagon tracks. Both coming in and out.
Correct. Well, it looks like it's fairly well used.
If anyone is home, they're being very quiet.
True.
They invited us in if they opened their doors.
You continue to be astute.
Thank you.
The way I see it, we don't really have anywhere else to be right now.
This is true.
Fair enough.
I'll go through. I go through.
As you walk through the gate, I need you. I'm just kidding. You make your way through the gate. On the other side, you're a bit further out from everyone else, and you're kind of obscured a little bit by the mists. But there just seems to be more road and more forest on this side of the gate as well.
It's fine. I call.
Okay, I walk through.
Same.
As the remaining three of you walk through the gate, as soon as all three of you get to the other side, the gate just quickly slams shut behind you.
That is windy.
I want to go test it.
You attempt to budge the gates and they do not move.
As I suspected.
It's
Why
really
didn't you
drafty.
bring that up if he suspected it?
Well, no, I didn't quite suspect it on the way in, but it is locked as I suspected once they closed.
Ah, right, that's making more sense then. If you got a point like that, make sure you say it before we step inside of something.
Well, there people gone out. We saw, so it'll be fine. Everybody, we'll just find whoever owns the gate and ask them to unlock it.
If we need to.
Or I will stretch the bars apart and we can climb. That's fine.
Works for me.
Like that? You see what I'm saying?
I got this crowbar. Will that help?
Yeah. I got claws.
They did lose it.
What? Did you say what it
I
was?
said I got Claw to help me.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Claude. The guy.
Claude?
No. I know
Fire
your name. I know your name.
Fire Emblem?
I just keep hearing Claude.
Fire
You guys have accents.
I have an accent,
I
I've
have-
been told.
Yeah, people tell me.
You're not from around.
I don't
I'm just
think
kidding. I know
any
that
of us
we.
are from around here.
Yeah, we haven't met.
Wait, do you? Yeah, I know. I'm just saying you have accents. It's not the normal.
So do you.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No.
From where we're from,
Yeah.
which is not the same place, mine.
No.
Probably.
I'm
Debatable.
gonna continue walking.
All right. Oh, this is interesting. Interesting. What is everyone's passive perception?
10. Perfectly out.
15.
12.
I'm wise as fuck.
So as you continue traveling down this pathway, you have these towering trees whose tops are lost in the gray mist above. And they block out anything but this death gray light around you. The tree trunks are unnaturally close to one another, and the woods have a silence of a forgotten grave. Ooh, spooky. Yet exclude the feeling of an unvoiced scream. As you begin getting further down the pathway, why am I going to forget names?
Good
You,
music,
Sylvia,
but
you catch the scent of death in the air.
I catch the scent of death in the air.
What?
Something's is like just fresh blood smell or like necrotic scent rotting.
It's more the smell of rot.
I smell rot.
Unpleasant.
Very. Very. Can I tell where it's coming from?
Yes, you can.
Is it me?
Yeah.
You just like I'll be right back.
Do you follow the scent?
Yeah. I do.
Okay. Is everyone following?
With my hand on my sword.
Okay.
I've got my rocks in hand.
I'll get my great axe out.
Okay.
Rocks.
Rocks.
As you approach, this foul scent leads you to a human corpse that's half buried in the underbrush about 15 feet from the road. The young man appears to be just a general commoner based off of his clothes, though they are muddy and torn and raked with claw marks. It appears that some type of bird, possibly a crow or something, has been picking at the back of it, which is surrounded by paw prints. The man has obviously been dead for several days.
Somebody had a snack.
With your passive perception, you notice a crumpled envelope in his hand.
I grab it.
Okay.
I'm like,
Are you going to show it to everyone? Because I can just email you guys the pictures of stuff, which is really nice.
Sweet. Yes, I will.
Okay. Sweet.
Like, I'm the shortest, so I just like hold it out in front of me so everyone can like look over my head and read it.
Sorry. I don't know how this is gonna work. We're gonna see. Never tried it. So hey, that looked pretty good. Sorry, I need to do something with it.
No worries. I'm just looking at everyone's stats and laughing. Just so good. So good. The charisma mod on Theodore is great.
Is it bad?
no.
No, it's very
It's
good.
very good.
I'm a paladin.
Yeah.
Gotta be charismatic.
I haven't found you particularly charismatic. I guess I did follow you around.
That's true.
And I made plans and you guys
Yeah.
did them.
And I did let you join my party. I don't just let anyone into my crew.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so to let you guys know right away, the font is a difficult font to read for myself.
Sure.
I have plenty of font experience. Bring it on.
It's just cursive.
Oh, I could send private messages.
Oh, I didn't know I could do that. I would have just done that on here.
Oh my god, it's tiny.
Yeah, sorry. You have to like open it up and zoom in a little. I will read it out loud for y'all, best I can. Hail thee of might and valor! I, the burgomaster of Barovia, send you honor with despair. My adopted daughter, the fair Irina Cloyana, has been these past nights bitten by a vampire. For over 400 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. How my dear Irina languishes and dies from the unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you,
give us up for dead. And word I can't read.
Encircle?
Encircle this land with the symbols of good. Let holy men call upon the power that the devil may be contained within the walls of weeping Barovia.
Leave our sorrows.
Leave our sours. Leave our sours to our graves. And save the world from this evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we are all departed for a better life. Kolyan
Indivanovich.
Indivanovich, Burgomaster.
In the Ivanovich tonight.
Burgermaster.
I would like to meet this
What
Burgermaster.
could he mean by that?
So it sounds like we're in... Or did we just get out of the bad place?
I think we just went in, unfortunately.
That
Do I
is
know of
unfortunate.
Barovia?
Make another history check.
Okay. 20. Dirty 20.
You have not heard of Barovia specifically,
Mm-hmm.
but you have heard of the term Burgomeister,
Okay.
which generally is a term for the mayor of a town or area. With a history check, you also can tell that, like, are you a noble background as well?
I'm soldier.
Okay, but even with your family history,
Yes.
your family background, you'd still be able to tell the way this letter is written and the paper that it's on.
Noble.
Yeah, it is from.
I assume we would get requests from nobles for jobs all the time.
This this letter has a large wax seal set into it that's a bit broken apart. And the parchment's a little worn and flimsy. You'd probably guess it to be about a week old. Which also explains the scent of the body.
So, he...
One of the blisters on the body pops.
Oh, gross.
It makes that sound.
It makes... Man, what a terrible sound.
Crispy.
And then you drink it.
Just like lime.
I think maybe he was trying to take this letter somewhere. Something got him. You think it was the wolf?
Do
Man.
the wounds look like werewolf wounds?
I don't know.
Can I roll a nature check as well?
Can I roll a check to see?
Yeah, roll nature checks if you're trying to determine the wounds.
What's my modifier?
How's it going, Sylvia?
I got 9. Not very
He's
good.
killed by something, that's for sure.
I got a 7.
Just based off of the paw prints and things around, and the wounds in the back, you assume it's some canine-like creature.
Could have been the
Could have
wolf.
been the wolf, but also last night was the full moon. And this body is a week old.
I thought they had 2 full moons. What if it's always the full moon here? No.
It'll be fine for seeing at night then, won't it?
Yeah.
I suppose we'd have to find out this coming night.
I mean, it's probably a more reasonable explanation. He just got some rabbit dog up there. But, I mean, I'm just like, you know.
As such, I hold my hand up for the letter. Would you mind?
No.
Well,
That'll be 5 gold, just kidding.
Thanks. Do I know the seal at all? Like, do I recognize the seal?
Let's see if I can just bring up. Might just have to send you guys a picture of it again. The seal essentially in.
This is me on the file.
Next to us as we read the.
I salute.
Yeah, I play a little Ave Maria for him. Horrible.
It looks like this.
Interesting.
A bird?
Die.
A bird. She would say that. It's a bird.
Yeah, it looks like a rather large bird underneath.
Some sort of coat of arms type
Yeah.
situation.
Kind of like a shield or something along
But
those.
it's not any family I recognize.
No.
Okay.
Not anything that would jump out.
Then I'm going to fold up the letter and tuck it like inside my jacket
Okay.
for safekeeping. I want to check the body for anything else that would like identify it or yeah, pretty much that.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
18.
You are kind of like searching through the pockets. Like it's very damp. It's
Yeah.
wet. You can like
I'm wearing gloves. Thank
you
God.
can feel like the squish of like the flesh as you're reaching into those pockets to see what's in there. The most you pull out are just like a few kind of silver pieces. I'd say 2 silver pieces and maybe 1 dagger. Doesn't seem like this person was too well prepared. If there was a pack on their back, it seems to have been torn off and taken elsewhere.
Do we have slightly related, I guess very related. Do we have universal money in this world, or are there regional monies?
There's,
Oh, in the
Yeah.
other world,
just think that they're
they have like different like insignias
Yeah.
on them for the countries, but it's all same value.
Yeah. Do the silver pieces look like ones that I'm used to?
they do not look like ones that were around Umbrak. It seems to be actually different than that, even.
I kind of hold one up and I'm like, does anyone recognize? this?
It's money.
Yeah, that is money.
It's a silver piece.
I've seen money.
You're all on great tracks. Anyone been somewhere where the money looks like this?
Oh, you went somewhere where the money looks like that.
What?
You
does
did
the money
that was
look like?
Finn's voice.
It was.
What does the money look like?
Money.
Does it have a rating on it?
I don't know.
No, it doesn't. It's similar to the money that you have within your own continent. It's just from an insignia that wasn't from around where.
We started out.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I have traveled out of the region enough to know. I'm from where there are giants. Is this the money that's from where they're giants?
No, it is not.
It's not,
But,
so I don't know.
but yeah, you just know it's not from around Umbrak. At this point, you begin to hear the howling of a wolf.
Let's go talk to him.
Where is it coming from? Can we roll perception checks?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Which direction? How far away?
Nope.
9.
14.
5.
Sylvia, you're able to notice that the sound is coming from the east, the direction you were coming from.
It's back the way we come from.
But we can't go back.
At this point, there's another howl. This one sounds even a bit closer, and it's coming from kind of the northeast.
Over there. They do? Well, the one that's behind us, we can't, because there's a gate with a...
I mean, usually when they're howling, they're telling each other
Are we
something.
still on? Where are we?
Another howl happens
Oh,
from the
okay.
southeast.
Well, seems like we got him.
I think it might be wise to make our way away from the howling noises.
Okay, and they're coming from
East,
there,
so if we
and there,
chuck
and there.
west.
So we go there.
Aye,
West.
yeah,
Alright, Diane, west. Do it.
we chuff.
As you all begin to head down the road, you continue to hear the howling from behind you as you move forward to the west. The howling seems to become more cacophonous. A bit more howls are occurring, and they seem to be approaching in your direction. They seem to be following you. As you continue traveling along, eventually the sound of the wolves stop, and the pathway of the trees opens up around you, sprawling out into a bit of an open grassy area. The road's still traveling on ahead, but at least you've made it out of the thick of the trees. And that's where we're going to end for today.
Nice. Nice.
Nice.
Nice.
I just imagine Sylvia doing that.
Oh no. Oh no. What is happening now?
You know,
Being chased by wolves.
remember disappointed dad vine? Because
That's you right now?
yeah, just the like.
That's your move. I
Oh,
got it.
where the girl's like
Yeah, walking away. Then like.
Yes.
Jack and I had Anne watch a bunch of Vine compilations. Finally.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So
I
now
know.
you understand.
I know
Some
some
of them.
vines. I know some vines now.
There were a couple where she was like, "That's a vine."
Yeah, I knew the meme, but not the vine.
Look at
In the
all
stream
these
now, so well,
spreadsheets.
Anyways, see
Yeah.
you on Thursday.
Yeah.